What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're in California. We've been hanging out here for a couple of days now, and ORW is allowing us to use their install bay to install some bump stops. I actually have the owner next to me. He's gonna tell you guys what's gonna happen.
What's up, guys? My name is Riley Locke from Locked Off Road, and today we're gonna be installing our 2.0 adjustable bolt-on bump stop kit on Mateo's Toyota Tacoma. Stay tuned to watch a step-by-step install. Alright guys, so the first thing you want to do is remove your rear tire. Alright, so step number 2, we're going to cut out these 4 factory rivets and remove the factory bump strike pad. This part might be challenging for some, but rest assured we're going to show you both options. Method 1, we're going to use a cutoff wheel to cut the factory rivets off, and then we're going to drill them out. Method 2, for some of you that have air hammers, we'll show you how to just blow them right out. We use a 4.5-inch angle grinder to cut the rivets off. Here's an example of the blade. Then, after we break off the factory bump stop mount, we're going to clean the frame with our 4.5-inch flap disc. We use anything between a 40 grit and an 80 grit. This is a 60 grit. Then after that, we're going to drill a pilot hole through each rivet, follow it up with a larger drill bit, and then we'll finally punch it out with this one. It's a 1/2-inch step. To make it a little bit easier, we use rapid tap. That'll help the bits flow better. You'll have less snap bits, and it makes it a lot smoother, goes a lot faster. So we always recommend using safety equipment because, you know, every once in a while you get a bad experience if you're not wearing gloves and glasses. We don't want anything getting in your eyes or any cuts on your hands. All right, so this one's gonna be a little bit harder than the first one because we've cut at it at slants straight down since we can't come at it sideways. So we're gonna show you how to do that right now. Now we got our chisel and our hammer, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna bust each one of these little guys off. So now that we're done cutting, we're gonna take the cutoff wheel off. We're gonna put the flap disc on to clean everything up. Now that we've cleaned these up, we're gonna create some separation between the factory bump stop and the frame by using our chisel and our hammer again.
Real quick, guys, I want to point something out. For this part, you guys have to be patient. Take your time. You're gonna have to play around with it.
There we
Riley,
go.
tell them a little bit about it.
All right, so for this step, we broke these loose, and now it's gonna get really easy to stick a pry bar in underneath it and snap the whole bracket off, and you guys will see right now. So now that we took the bracket off, as you saw, pried it off pretty easy. Now we're just gonna try to hammer these flat with the frame, so then it gives us a flat drilling surface to work on. All right, so now that you guys saw us pry the factory bump stop mount off, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut these little studs that are showing, grind them smooth, and then drill them out. Now that we've cleaned the frame up, we're gonna take a 7/16 center punch and find the hole so we can have a nice even drill, straight through. So now that we have our pilot hole drilled, we're gonna step them out a little bit bigger. So what's actually happening right now is the whole rivet is spinning inside the hole. Because this one's spinning, now we're gonna punch it out. Now that we have our pilot hole drilled, we're gonna step it out to a 1/2 inch bit. So now that we got the rivets drilled out of the frame, we're gonna go ahead and install the bracket. And to install the bracket, we're gonna use a 5/8 socket on a drill and a 5/8 wrench. Before we install the bracket, we're gonna clean the frame and paint it to prevent any rust. You always want to go the extra mile to be safe, and if you're doing this install in your driveway, you're going to be under the vehicle, so you'd have to use jack stands. But since we're in the shop, we're going to use this tripod. Alright, and we're going to install it right here because we're about to take the leaf spring U-bolts off, and what that's going to do is, without this here, this whole side will drop. So we're going to keep this here so it doesn't drop on us. While we're waiting for the paint to dry, we're going to install the bump stop strike plate. And now we're going to use our 7/8 bit to loosen these nuts, and then we're gonna replace the factory bump stop with our locked off road strike plate. So you don't actually have to take them all the way off, you just have to loosen them so that you can move the bracket. So now all we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the factory bump stop. This easy, watch. Now we install the locked off road strike plate. Just as easy. Now that we've installed the locked off road strike plate, we're gonna tighten everything up. Now we're gonna tighten everything to 75 pounds. Now that the paint has dried, we're going to install the locked off road bolt-on kit. Perfect. Now that we've gotten everything in place, we're just going to go ahead and tighten it up. Now all we have to do is install our locked off road adjustable bump stop. Mateo has the Deaver Expedition Series pack. His leaf springs are longer than a factory pack, which means his strike plate is actually sitting higher. So we're gonna set it on the lowest setting that gives them the most amount of room in here for a bump stop. Now if you have a factory leaf spring or a different pack from a different company, you're gonna have to adjust the bump stop accordingly. Now all that's left is tightening the bump stop. For those of you that have air tools, on option number 2, we're actually gonna use an air hammer to blow the rivets off and punch them out. Step number 1, we're gonna use our cutoff wheel to score each head to make it easier for the air hammer to blow them off. And for this one, I'm gonna cut it at an angle this way because I don't wanna get anywhere near the gasket. Here you guys can see I've already hit this one with the air hammer and this one, and now you guys can watch me do these two as well. Now all we gotta do is punch them out. All right guys, so you can see we used the air hammer to knock these out. That's basically the end of option number 2. And now you can refer back to what we did on the other side and finish the install.
All right guys, locked off roads, bump stops have been installed. The process was a lot of fun. What would you rate it, man, from a 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest?
Between a 6 and a 7 depending on skill level.
I think 6 and a 7 is definitely fair. It's a lot of patience, guys. So make sure to call your friends, your pops, whoever can come help you out. You're gonna have a lot of fun installing this kit.
It's a great time and you end up with a great result.
So that wraps it up for this video. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video.